Welcome back to the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our AA Best Bail Bonds big game coverage continues. Brought to you by Nearside App, Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Marcus Trufaunt joining us now on Radio Row. My wife is going to be very excited. She's from Snohomish, big Seattle Seahawks fan. The entire family went to Wazoo. You check all the boxes, man.
Good people already. I'm excited.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, it's not often you're going to hear that, right?
Not at all. Snohomish, the snow homies is what they call them, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
What part? You were from Tacoma, though, right?
Yes, I grew up in Tacoma, but I know people from up there.
Why does Tacoma smell so bad?
You know what? You just had to say that on this.
Yeah.
No.
For people that don't know, like, right. I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, when you drive, because I've got a sister-in-law that lives in Vancouver, Washington, which is by Portland, and you've got to drive through Tacoma. And when you're driving through Tacoma, it's like they've got this skunk farm. It is the worst-smelling city in the world.
I got to take that. What it was they had these paper mills and stuff that was down there by the waterfront. They got rid of them, but the Tacoma aroma is a thing. Just like the snow homies, the Tacoma aroma is a thing. It's a tagline that's been around forever, so I've had to deal with this for forever. So I thought I was past it, but thank you for bringing it back.
Hey, man, it's full circle, man. It's all home week here, man.
Yeah. So how you liking this whole Super Bowl Radio Row vibe that we're going through here?
I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. It's good to be back in person, seeing people in real life. So this is good. I like the energy, and we're getting close to the game, so it's probably it's just going to get crazier, right?
It is going to get crazier. Now, who do you like in this game?
I like both teams, of course. Let me straddle the fence first before I get into who I really like. But I like the Bengals and the young boys they got over there and everything they bring to the table. They are flying high right now. Joe Burrow, of course, is playing at a high level, but I like the I guess I call them the senior veterans that the Rams have, and they got a lot of star power on there. Both teams have star power, but Odell Beckham, Jalen Ramsey, Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford, Aaron Donald, all those guys, Von Miller, it's just a lot, and I think these guys are primed and ready, and they're at an age and a point in their career that they need to make this happen. So
you just rattled off a bunch of names, sound like an all-star team.
Exactly.
Man.
And exactly, and that's what I'm talking about, and it's hard to go against that, at least for me. I know if I'm looking at the scouting report, and I know the scouting report doesn't play the game, but that's a lot right there. Yeah.
Well, we've talked to a lot of people, that have come by and visited with us, and it seems like the consensus is Cincinnati. Now, I don't know if that's just because that's the thing to do or what, but everybody seems to like Cincinnati. But you like the other side.
I do, and I could see where people would be into the Cincinnati vibe because they're young and their energy, and these guys is playing at a high level, right? And it just seems like they're going to go to the top. But it's something to be said about people that have been doing this for a long time. When you're young and you really don't know, that could be in your favor as well. But when you know what's at stake and you know that, okay, this opportunity doesn't come by all the time, then you really got to make this happen, and you really lock in, and that's what I think the Rams are going to do.
Marcus Trufaunt joining us here on the Blitz on Radio Row in Los Angeles. And you think about the Trufaunt. It's Marcus because, it seems like, what do we got, 20 years of Trufaunts in the NFL? I mean,
close.
The genes in your family are incredible, but you were a part of the Legion of Boom there in Seattle. And Dan Quinn made his bones with that defense and that group, and he's now the defensive coordinator in Dallas, right? And this is Cowboy country.
Right.
What is it about Dan Quinn's defense and the style that he's running, what you were running when you were playing for the Seahawks, versus what you see the Cowboys trying to do this year?
Right. Well, I think with Dan Quinn and Gus Bradley, they both were they're part of that Legion of Boom, but it's really predicated on that D-line. I know you talk about the Legion of Boom, but the Legion of Boom wouldn't have been able to be who they were if those guys up front weren't raising hell over there and making the opposing quarterback very uncomfortable. So, you talk about the pressure, Mike Bennett, Cliff Averill, who was over there, Clemens, guys that was really getting to the quarterback. And then you got the linebackers. It seemed like there was like all-stars all the way back, but the Legion of Boom got the kind of like the lead singer vibe, right? Mm-hmm. They were kind of like the main attraction. But there was all these other things that were going on up there. And so Dan Quinn knows that everybody has to be on a rope in order for this defense to work. If one person is out of position or one person's not doing exactly what they're supposed to do, bad things can happen, and there's holes in the defense. So they really come together as a family. They pull this thing together. They speak the same language. They do whatever it takes to all be on the same page, and that's where it starts.
You know, Marcus, when we went to Cowboys training camp last year, when Dan Quinn comes in and he's out there on the field, he's got a helmet on, and he's getting in with the guys and showing them stuff. Has he always been like that?
That's the part of it. Dan Quinn is a boxing guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a fan of boxing, so like getting out there with the D linemen and like the bags and doing these hand drills and different stuff, and he would have the D linemen actually doing like moves and boxing moves and doing stuff in the off season. So that's a part of becoming that family, a part of speaking the same language, of getting out there on the field, and kind of mixing it up with the players. And that's the Pete Carroll thing, because Pete is one of the oldest coaches, but he's down there in practice and he's chasing guys down there on kickoff. He's playing catch before practice. He got the music blasting. He's doing all types of stuff just to create that family atmosphere, and so everybody could really be on the same page and really love each other. So, yeah.
And you think about, you go from coordinator to head coach. He did take a team to a Super Bowl. We all know what happened in Houston with the 28-3 lead. But in this year, he interviewed for seemingly all the open jobs, but he's back as defensive coordinator. Part of it, I think he wants to keep some of Arthur Blank's money to keep coming in.
Okay.
But also they're building something there. You could sense that. What's the difference between a guy that goes from coordinator to head coach? How do they change?
I think they change from the aspect that they kind of have to take a step back, right? The head coach, they have the final say, but the coordinators are really the guys that have to put the plan to work, and they got to make the magic happen, right? And you really have to communicate this to the defense if you're the defensive coordinator. So that's really what it comes down to. The head coach makes the big bucks. He oversees everything. He takes the blame, whether that's good or bad, if the team or the organization is not doing what it's supposed to do. But those coordinators are really in there, and they really have to build that relationship. Is different. It's just different, and you can't really be that as the head coach. I don't believe so.
When you look at the game of football today, you guys were intimidating, right? You'd light somebody up,
right.
The receiver that comes. You can't really do that anymore. Would you have a hard time playing football today?
I think so. I think so. Things are a little different now, and of course it's for the safety of the players and for the offense to score a bunch of touchdowns and keep people happy, so the fans can continue to bet and do all kinds of stuff, right? So so there is a method to the madness, but what it comes down to, you have to follow the rules, and there's really nothing else you can say about that. If the rule is a rule and that's how it has to be played, you have to learn, or you have to adjust, or you can't play.
Marcus Trufaunt joining us here on Radio Row in Los Angeles. The game is Sunday. It doesn't feel like you've been out of the league as long as you have.
Oh, my God, yeah, right? I look up and be like, man, is it 10? Yeah, already?
I know, right?
Yeah. I was looking up and I was thinking about the Super Bowl you were in with Seattle. And then I'm looking stuff, and like Richard Sherman credits you for teaching him, and like, damn, that dude's out of league now. You haven't been out that long.
Yeah, I've been out for long enough. I'm doing a lot, man. I tell people all the time that I miss so much time as a player, to time with my kids, time with my wife, and I miss the soccer games and the dance recitals and the birthday parties and the holidays and all that. I'm really all in as a dad, as a family man. Family is very important to me. So with that, I started a media company that I'm able to do all my speaking engagements from. I want to get out. I want to spread the good news about the transition from the NFL. I do a podcast with my wife, so scary, right? But I make it happen. We talk about marriage, about being the wife of a football player, and then I talk about trying to navigate the ups and downs of being a football player and still trying to be dad. We got 5 kids and a dog, so it can get crazy. I have a sports podcast, so I'm doing everything. I have a nonprofit, so I want to continue to spread the good news of the transition from the NFL. It can be done. You can control your own destiny and make it happen.
And I tell you what, this year for Wazoo, one of the quarterbacks that they brought in, Eric Morris, the new offensive coordinator, was in San Antonio at UIW. Great dude. And he has a quarterback named Cam Ward. Mm-hmm. He's going up there to compete.
Yes, he is.
I don't know if you've watched him on film.
I haven't seen a lot of them on film, but from the Cougar Nation, they've been saying we got a good guy.
Dude, he's a good kid.
All right,
he's a good kid from a good family, but kid can play. He was running a triple option in high school. Nobody recruited him.
Sucks. Sucks. It's like that sometimes, man. As guys sometimes fall through the cracks, but good things can happen from that, man. You take the opportunity and you make the most of it. I'm living proof, man. I had 1 college scholarship offer. I took it at Washington State, and man, I made the best of it.
It kind of worked out pretty well for you.
Yeah,
huh?
Man, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Marcus Trufaunt, appreciate you stopping by, man.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you.